back to the channel. I've had a lot of people today say it's been a while since I've gave a settings update video. A lot of people are still going off some of the older videos, or some of even my videos have drifted so far down the line that they don't show up in the feeds and everything some more. So what I decided to do was, and this is not going to have a lot of Livescope videos, it's going to be a very short video. I'm going to put an overlay on the screen. This is a simple what are my best settings type videos. You know, what are my best settings for this new software update. This is a good baseline starting point. It is not the end all be all, but it is a great starting point. What these are my numbers that I pretty much use all the time. So I'm going to go through them real quick. And you may not agree with all these, but these are good places that if you get in trouble and get your unit off whack, you can go back to this unit, go back to these settings. It'll get you close, and then you can start to dial in again. First of all, let's start with gain. I have found that 68 is the optimal number. It's just optimal for me. I use it a lot. The only time I don't use 68 is when I'm in perspective mode, and then I usually drop it down to the 58 to 60 mark just to darken up the bottom a little bit. The next thing we're going to talk about is noise control. I use noise control on low, even off. I never use medium or high. Having a perfect crystal clear screen is not important to me if I'm losing some detail of what I want to see. So many people are obsessed to the point they make some dirty comments, hateful comments to people, not only myself, but other people on other pages about, oh, your screen looks, oh, that screen's horrible. Getting a clean screen at the expense of seeing what you need to see is wrong. It's a wrong way of thinking. So noise control on low. TVG, time varied gain, we'll put that on low. That helps clear up the top left-hand portion of your screen, but it also, you know, makes your images, a 1 pound fish look the same at the top and the bottom. It helps stabilize that return. Therefore, you get a much more even return. Fish look the same whether they're 1 pounders at the top or the bottom. That's a good one. Ghost tree, don't use it. Turn it off. Not on auto, not on low, medium, or high. Off. My personal opinion, off. Get it out of there. The ghost tree is literally the unit physically, or programming and deleting things on the screen. When you start to delete, it doesn't choose what gets deleted. So it's literally creating a void. There's your void that you're always talking about. Now let's go into under the appearance button, the color gain, which is literally brightness of the color. I prefer anywhere from 80 to 100. I even have begun to kind of like the popping of 100. Now, understand that if you get it, the higher you get it, the less fine detail, because everything's going to pop so hard, you're going to lose a little bit of fine detail. 80 is a great number for the mix of two. I just prefer things to pop a little bit, so I use 90 to 100, but 80 is probably where I would leave it. Color limit, I don't use it anymore. I don't see where it works anymore. I've experimented, and it just doesn't work for me anymore. So I don't use it. I don't use it anymore. It's not something that I'm going nuts over. Now, here's how I set up my depth. I always add 10 foot to the depth, and I never go below about 15 foot. I don't care if I'm in 4 foot of water, I never go below 15, but I always add about 10. 20 foot, put 30. 30, put about 40. You know, and the reason is, this is a chirp style transducer. It provides power based on the depth of water and the distance that you choose. So what I'm doing is I'm fooling the unit into thinking I'm in deeper water, therefore it's going to provide a little bit more power. A little bit more power is going to equal a better picture. Same thing when I'm using forward. I don't follow those rules right to the T with that. What I use is, if I'm in forward, if I'm in bass fishing, I use about 60 at the maximum. I know that some people use it further, and that's great for you. If you use it 70, 80, 90, you're doing stuff that an average person doesn't. I use 50 to 60 forward. If I'm fishing cypress trees, I might use 40. because I'm really target fishing. Or if I'm fishing rocks or something, I may target fish those rocks. In perspective mode, I'm going to use it, for example, usually that's something where I'm going down the bank. I want to make sure I use the distance, whether it be 35, 40 feet, where it's right rubbing the edge of my fish finder where I can see where I'm maximizing the screen more or less in perspective mode. And that essentially is my setup. That's what I adjust. I don't adjust it much when I'm on the water. I'm pretty static with it. Once I get that picture dialed in, you know, I don't go much more of that. I will say this, on crappie fishing, I go about 30 feet. I don't go beyond, I don't really suck it in too far beyond that because it really starts to distort it and blow it out. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I hope this helped. And hey, ring the bell.